We use different kinds of fuel for various purposes at home, in industry, and for running automobiles. Can you name a few fuels used in your homes? Name a few fuels used in trade and industry. Your list will contain fuels like cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, CNG, compressed natural gas. Please underline this. Now, we find many other materials burning without a flame. Let us study the chemical process of burning and types of flames produced during this process. So, the first point we are going to deal is what is combustion. We can perform a similar activity with a piece of charcoal. Hold the piece with a pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of a candle or a Bunsen burner. What do you observe? Please underline. Charcoal burns in air. We know that coal too burns in air, producing carbon dioxide, heat and light. So, a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. Please underline and see the figure, burning of magnesium. Once again, I will explain a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat. Heat is released is called combustion. The substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. It is also called a fuel. The fuel may be solid, please underline, liquid or gas. Sometimes light is also given off during combustion, either as a flame or as a glow. In the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substance. Now see in the rectangle it is given, food is a fuel for our body. Go to the next page. So we find for combustion air is very much necessary. When air enters the chimney from below, in case B, when air does not enter the chimney from below, the flame flickers and produces smoke. In the sun, heat and light are produced by nuclear reactions. So now let us see. You might have heard that when the clothes of a person catch fire, the person is covered with a blanket, see in the figure, to extinguish fire. Can you guess why? Now recall some of your experiences. Does a matchstick burn by itself? How does it burn? Can you burn a piece of wood by bringing a lighted matchstick near it? Have you heard about forest fires? Now we go to the next page. Let us see. Underline, the lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire is called ignition temperature. The lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire is called its ignition temperature. Can you tell now why a matchstick does not catch fire on its own at room temperature? Why does a matchstick start burning on rubbing it on the side of matchbox? So please read the information which is given in the rectangle on the side. The history of matchstick is given to you. So please read it. A mixture of antimony trisulfide, potassium chlorate, underline, and white phosphorus with some glue and starch was applied on the head of match made of suitable wood. When struck against a rough surface, white phosphorus got ignited, burned due to the heat of friction. This started the combustion of the match. We find that a combustible substance cannot catch fire or burn as long as its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature. Have you ever seen cooking oil catching fire when a frying pan is kept for long on a burning stove? Kerosene oil and wood do not catch fire on their own at room temperature. Please underline, very important. But if kerosene oil is heated a little, it will catch fire. But if wood is heated a little, it would not catch fire. Does it mean that ignition temperature of kerosene oil is lower than that of wood? Does it mean that we need to take special care in storing kerosene oil? The following activity shows it is essential for a substance to reach ignition temperature to burn. Please read the activity which is given on the page 67. Now, let us see the second paragraph. The heat supplied to the paper cup is transferred to water by conduction. Good conduction, bad conduction. So, in presence of air, the ignition temperature of paper is not reached, hence it does not burn. The substance which have very low ignition temperature, please underline, can easily catch the fire with a flame is called inflammable substance. So, the examples are petrol, alcohol, LPG. Now, let us see 6.2. How do we control fire? When a fire brigade arrives, what does it do? Have you noticed? It pours water on the fire, figure 6.6. Water cools the combustible material so that its temperature is brought below its ignition temperature, then it will stop burning. So, this prevents the fire from spreading. Water vapor also surround the combustible material, helping in cutting off the supply of air, so the fire is extinguished. These are fuel, air to supply oxygen, and heat to raise the temperature of the fuel beyond the ignition temperature. Fire can be controlled by removing one or more these requirements. The job of a fire extinguisher is to cut off the supply of air or to bring down the temperature of the fuel or both. Now on the next page, page number 69, fire extinguisher is given to you. Please read it. Now we go to the point 6.3, types of combustion. Types of combustion we have rapid combustion and spontaneous combustion. We find that gas burns rapidly, very fast, and produces heat and light. Such combustion is known as rapid combustion. These are the substances like phosphorus, which burns in air at room temperature. Please underline. Last paragraph. The type of combustion in which a material suddenly bursts into flames without the application of any apparent cause is called spontaneous combustion. A large amount of gas formed in the reaction is liberated. Such a reaction is called explosion. Explosion can take place if pressure is applied on the cracker. 6.4 Flame. Observe on LPG flame. Can you tell the color of flame? What is the color of a candle flame? Table 6.2 Materials forming flame on burning. So, please observe and write down. Record your observation and mention whether on burning the materials form a flame or not. Now we go to the next page, structure of a flame. See the activity which is given. The substance which vaporizes during burning gives flame. For example, kerosene oil and molten wax rise through the wick and are vaporized during burning and form flames. Charcoal, on the other hand, does not vaporize and so do not produce a flame. A circular blackish ring is formed on the glass plate slide. It indicates the deposition of unburned carbon particles present in the luminous zone of flame. So now let us go to the structure of flame, which is given figure 6.13. Outer zone of complete combustion, which is blue in color. Hottest part, moderately hot. Middle zone of partial combustion, which is yellow in color. Innermost zone of unburned wax vapors, which is black in color. Goldsmith blow the outermost zone of a flame with a metallic blow pipe for melting gold and silver. Now we go to 6.6. What is a fuel? Recall that the sources of heat energy for domestic industrial purposes are mainly wood, charcoal, petrol, kerosene. These substances are called fuels. A good fuel is one which is readily available, it is cheap, it burns easily in air at a moderate rate, it produces a large amount of heat, it does not leave behind any undesirable substances. There is probably no fuel that could be considered as an ideal fuel. Now 6.7 fuel efficiency. Underline the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion, complete burning of 1 kg of fuel is called its calorific value. So the calorific value of a fuel is expressed in unit called kilojoule per kg. Now you see in the table fuel is given and the values are given. Cow dung cake, wood, coal, petrol, kerosene, diesel, methane, CNG, LPG, biogas and hydrogen. Burning of fuel leads to harmful products. Carbon fuels like wood, charcoal, petroleum release unburned carbon particles. These fine particles are dangerous pollutants causing respiratory disease such as asthma. Incomplete combustion of these fuels gives carbon monoxide gas. The formula is CO. It is a very poisonous gas. It is dangerous to burn coal in closed room. The carbon monoxide gas produced can kill persons sleeping in that room. So that is why we are advised never to sleep in a room with burning or smoldering coal fire in it. Third point, combustion of most fuels releases CO2 in the environment. Increased concentration of CO2 in the air is believed to cause global warming. Global warming is the rise in the temperature of the atmosphere of the earth. This results among other things in the melting of polar glaciers, which leads to a rise in the sea level, causing floods in the coastal areas. Low-lying coastal areas may be even permanently submerged under water. These are the effects of burning of fuels leading to harmful products. Fourth, burning of coal and diesel releases sulfur dioxide SO2. It is an extremely suffocating and corrosive gas. Moreover, petrol engines give off gaseous oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, dissolves in rainwater and forms acid. Such rain is called acid rain. It is very harmful for crops, buildings and soil. The use of diesel and petrol as fuels in automobiles is being replaced by CNG because CNG produces the harmful products in very small amounts. CNG is a cleaner fuel. Now you must have heard about deforestation. For centuries, wood was used as domestic and industrial fuel, but it has been replaced by coal and other fuels like LPG. It causes respiratory problems. Also, trees provide us with useful substances which are lost when wood is used as fuel. Moreover, cutting of trees leads to deforestation. Now we go to the last page. What you have learned. Summary. The substances which burn in air are called combustible. Oxygen is very much essential for combustion. During the process of combustion, heat and light are given out. Ignition temperature is the lowest temperature at which a combustible substance catches fire. Inflammable substances have very low ignition temperature. Water is commonly used to control fires. Water is used to control fires involving electrical equipments or oils. There are various types of combustion: rapid and spontaneous explosion.